I've been asked about leaks from hot water tanks. We've all had it from time to time, haven't we? One of the ones you do get quite often is a leak from the flange joint on the flow or the return pipes that go into the tank. And how easy is it to actually repair? Well, it's actually not too bad. If you've got an indirect cylinder, which most of us have if we've got central heating, then this old battered cylinder here is what I'm going to use to demonstrate. As you can see, we've had a leak running down from here. This tank was took out a couple of weeks ago by me because we changed it all for a combi system. But you can see where it's been leaking, and it's been leaking out this joint here. Now, once they do go there, the only option is to undo it. Now, if you've got flow and return, it's around the opposite side to this on this one. Sometimes they're on the same side of the tank. This nut often gets hot. There's a little washer in there, fibre washer, and it starts leaking. What can you do? So it's fairly simple. So to repair this little leak, not too bad. Turn the cold feed to the hot water tank off, okay, and empty the cylinder. I've got a video on how to empty a hot water tank with a hose pipe and just run it down. In actual fact, you only need to run it down below the level of the joint that's actually leaking. Okay, so there's no water there. And what we're going to do then is undo this back nut and repack it. Okay, for those of you who have noticed, of course, there's normally a fitting on here, which would be, on this instance, a flow pipe coming off. So I'm going to put a fitting on just to simulate that. So normally there'd be a pipe, could be going off that way, could be going off that way, could be going straight. And there's a fitting on. Now that's connected to the central heat system. So of course, you know, if this nut won't shift, you will have to undo this first to do the joint, which means draining down the central heating. But I'm going to try and get away with that because normally there's a little gap between the two. So the way I'll try and get around it is this. So we drained our cylinder below this level and we need a pair of grips. So let's get them. So you can get a pair of these nice thin grips. Very important you get these because if you've got anything too fat, you won't be able to get on this little nut. You see, they fit round it nice and squarely without hitting that. So you've got room. Try and do it like so, and undo that nut. So we're going to undo it up to the shoulder of this fitting because that's generally how they are, isn't it? You know, you're generally uptight. Once you get out so far, you can go around the outer edge like so with these grips and pull that nut even further back to that one. The further the better. That's it. Now we're about there. Now we can see inside there where the joint needs to be. This goes to the inner coil of the cylinder and drops out the other side. So we're going to replace this old joint that's obviously all gone with some good old-fashioned hemp and Boss White. My favourite plum blue, okay, and it is suitable for hot and cold portable water. Before you all have a go at me about using this stuff, I think it's great. I've used it for years. Fantastic. So we've got that. And you'll need some of this stuff really to do this joint. You can try PTFE tape round there, you may be successful, but personally I prefer this good old-fashioned standard Boss White and hemp. And basically you just pull some of this hemp out of here and keep going until you get a strand of it like so. And just strand it together, twist it round, wet your finger a bit and twist it. Okay. And get your Boss White, blue, yellow, orange. Oh, there it goes. And it's just gone under the car and wind it down here, all the way down around the hemp. Okay, make sure there's plenty of it on there. That's plenty on there. Okay. Okay, we don't want that a little bit, not too much. Okay, get your hemp then and wind it in there like so. Wind it right inside, like that, and wind it off. For good measure, we'll put some extra Boss White in there. When I find it, it's rolled under the car.
And it's Boss Blue.
Boss Blue. Finish off with our plum blue, not white, although it looks white to me in there. And we'll just put a bit of that round inside there. Get it inside there if you can, and go all the way round. Get it right down inside that joint. There we are, wipe it around. We can wipe off any excess afterwards. All we've got to do now is tighten it back up. Now I've only put that on, it won't move, believe me. I've only put that on to show you. So start with the outside of the nut again, because we're up against the shoulder. Get that past there. Once we get past there, we can get it back on the nut again then, as it would be in situation. And we keep going. Get a firm grip on there.
So you're going clockwise.
Yep, there we are. We're inside now. And now we just do that up, and you can see the boss white coming out of the joint there as I squeeze that in. This is all for nothing, because this tank's going to the scrapyard in 10 minutes. This is just for you guys. There we are, tighten that up. And just wipe off the excess, and I'm pretty certain that when you turn that all back on, you'll find that that leak is stopped. Get rid of all the excess boss white and that, we don't need to show it around there. Yeah, so there we are. An easy job to do, not too bad at all. All you've got to do is drain it to that level there, just below that fitting, out your hot water tank, and you've got enough to work with. Of course, if it's the return pipe, because this is the flow, then you'll have to drain it all out. And I'll show you the return pipe. I'll turn it all around. And there it is there. This is our return. Now, of course, you've got to drop the level down to here now, because that is where the pipe goes through to go up inside the inner coil. Again, here's our nut coming off on our pipe going up. You can see this is still an old bit that's in place. Again, plenty of room there, look, to undo the back nut again with our spanner. You know, easy to get that on there. In fact, you'll probably get something bigger on there, like these. There's a lot of room on that one. And then once you start undoing it, you could change back to the thin grips. So that's quite easy. Sometimes that's all, you've got loads of thread like that. Sometimes you've not got much. If it's too tight on there, I'm afraid you will have to drain the heating and take that pipe off first. But that's just one of those things if you've got a leak on a hot water tank. Okay, well that's it from me. Usual place, all our videos, Derek and 33. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.